What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is still Tuesday evening, and I thought I'd catch up on a little bit of some of my viewer questions. And I got one that, I kind of laughed at, and, I'm actually kind of giddy about answering. I'm going to be honest with you because, someone asked me this particular question. I'm like, I had to think a bit because it brings back childhood memories. Now, someone asked me, despite the fact that no one's ever seen me play video games, people ask me this guy asked me as to whether I was a better gamer than Vegan Gains. And the answer is, of course, I'm a better gamer than Vegan Gains. And here's the thing, and no disrespect to Richard, my cousin, or anything like that, the reason why I'm a better gamer is because I grew up in an older generation than he did, You see, Richard grew up in a particular time to where when it came to video games, there was always a beginning and there was an end. There was cheat books, there was tips, there was maps, directions, tool-assisted speed runs, and everything like that, That was starting from the Super NES on up, Now, me being at my age, whenever I was growing up, I played on systems like the 2600, the 7800. My very last game system I had was an Atari Jaguar. That is actually the final video game system I had was the Atari Jaguar. Now, I will say that I did have an Xbox, but I'm talking about brand new systems at the time to where I was really gaming. And the only reason why I had the Xbox 360 and stuff like that was because my husband, who was about 10 years younger than I am, was gaming, and I would just sit back, read a book, and watch him game. But you see, here's the thing. Now, Richard spends 8 hours gaming at nighttime or so forth, and these games continue, okay? And I'm not knocking Richard. He is an excellent gamer. I mean, sometimes I've actually sat there while I was reading a book and I'm watching game. I like watching people game, especially all this. I mean, that's one of my favorite things. I watch PewDiePie. Whenever there's nothing on TV and I'm reading, I always like watching these guys game. I like watching Richard game. But the one thing you have to understand, people, back in my day, there was no ending to any of our games there. Okay? You just tried to survive for as long as possible. So while you've seen Richard game and play these other things like, these new age games and stuff like that, the truth of the matter is Richard wouldn't last 25 minutes playing a game of Kaboom, for example. Now, what is Kaboom? Kaboom came out by Activision in 1981. All right, 1981. A lot of things happened. The following. This is 1 year before the video game crash of 1982. Now, this game sold over 1 million copies. The game is quite simple. You have to fight the Mad Bomber. The Mad Bomber smiles whenever you lose a life. And it's just ruthless. The Mad Bomber has no emotion. He only smiles when you lose a life. In your job, he throws a shitload of bombs at you. You just got to catch him with a goddamn paddle. Just a line across the bottom of the screen. And that's it. Starts out slow. And then he starts tossing them like a motherfucker, Now, the longest I was able to fight the Mad Bomber still pisses me off there just thinking about how much time I invested in it. The longest I lasted with the Mad Bomber was 30 minutes, okay? And that was only a couple of times. Most of the time, I could only get 15 minutes out. Those 30 minutes that I lasted, I was in the groove that day. I was able to deal with the Mad Bomber. But eventually the Mad Bomber beat me, as it beats everyone, because you can't beat the Mad Bomber. There's no tip books. There's nothing. It's a matter of dexterity, and that's the whole thing about Richard. Richard has not really played any games that requires true dexterity. I would give him credit there. If he could last probably 30 minutes, I don't think he can do 30 minutes with the Mad Bomber on the game Kaboom. If he can last 20 minutes, then that would actually show me that he actually has some dexterity and he can hang with the great one, as well as my other fellow old school gamers that we used to game on. Because we didn't do no networking back then. We had friends over. We had some of Boise's chips, and stuff. And we would sit back and we would game all night trying to beat each other's score and try to beat the Mad Bomber and other people, whether it was Pac-Man or something like that. But Kaboom was one of the most hardest games out there. And Richard wouldn't last 20 minutes with the Mad Bomber. I would like to see him try, but he ain't going to do it. That's one game. The other game actually does have an ending to it after 100 levels, and that is Tempest 2000. And that was the final game that I actually managed to beat on my Atari Jaguar. Tempest 2000 is also a game of skill and dexterity. If you could survive the web, if you could survive all 100 levels. Well, I didn't actually beat the game technically because I never played the Beastly mode. But again, it's the same principle for no cheat books, no anything that's going to help you out there. There's no maps or anything like that. It's a matter of dexterity. Richard wouldn't last, and he could never beat the game Tempest 2000. I did actually also beat subsequently Tempest 3000 for the Noon system. I was just gaming on that, but that was only because I was able to beat Tempest 2000. Now, can I play these games at this time? I could probably still hang maybe 20 minutes with Kaboom, I did try Tempest 2000. I think I only got the level 40. It's just at my age, 45, and stuff like that. I don't have that dexterity anymore. I've lost it. When I was a kid, I was a lot more quicker, and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, if we talk historical linear history as far as to whether Vegan Games is a better gamer than me, the answer is hell no. He's not a better gamer because he didn't grow up in my generation and he didn't play the games that we played. You know what I mean? Any gamer that was from my age is going to always blow away someone like Vegan Games. He's just not from our age there. And you want to know how, and if he has a problem with it there, that's fine. You go and find a game of Kaboom there, Richard. And you do it live if you want, or don't do it live. And if you can last 20 minutes with the Mad Bomber on Kaboom, okay, I'll give you some credit. If you can beat Tempest 2000 or 3000, I wouldn't do 3000. 3000 will turn your mind into mush because there's so much stuff moving across the screen. But if you can beat Tempest 2000, that's fine. So that's two things. You either last 20 minutes playing Kaboom with the Mad Bomber, or if you can reach level 100 of Tempest 2000, okay, I'll give you credit. You could hang with someone like the Great One back in my day when I was around your age and everything like that. But I don't think you can do it. You know why? Because you're so used to playing these multi-universe games there that when it comes to a game to where you can't rely on any of that, when you can only rely on your skills and dexterity, just saying. Quote me on that. And the truth of the matter is, even though these games had horrible graphics and everything like that, they were still fun. And it was always fun. It was always good watching my friends see me get 30 minutes on playing Kaboom as opposed to even 5 minutes. Most people get fucking wasted in 10 minutes playing the game Kaboom. Can you beat the Mad Bomber, Vegan Games? Can you beat the Mad Bomber? Huh? Can you survive Tempest 2000? Maybe, maybe not. If you wish to try out the games, I dare you. I double fucking dog dare you. You can't last 20 minutes with the Mad Bomber. If you can beat my record of 30 minutes with the Mad Bomber, okay then. but I'll go soft on you. 20 minutes. 20 minutes playing Kaboom. If you can last 20 minutes playing Kaboom without losing all your lives, okay, that's something. But I wouldn't stream it for 8 hours. You won't last, like I said, you're not going to last 20 minutes here. So Richard will probably play the game just to take up my offer. And then he'll move on, realizing that he is so overwhelmed by a game such as Kaboom or Tempest 2000. And there's not a damn thing he can do about it. That's all I got to say today, people. Take care.